The Schwartz Center for Entrepreneurship is named after Jim Schwartz. Jim is the founder of Accel, which is one of the most famous VC firms of all time. He's a Pittsburgh native and a Carnegie Mellon alumni. The Schwartz Center itself has 24 different programs and clubs that operate out of here. That's a crazy number, 24. But that's because entrepreneurship is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Our next presenter, Nate Patterson, is a Schwartz Fellow. This is a long-running program that we've had since the mid-2000s that bring together graduate students from across the university, the College of Fine Arts, the College of Engineering, the School of Computer Science, the Heinz College, the Mellon College of Science, the Tepper School of Business. All of the colleges are represented in this program. And the idea is to bring together very high potential entrepreneurs to get very different points of view of the whole entrepreneurial process. Nate and his co-founder today are going to present Compos Mentis.
Check, check. Awesome.
All right. Ready? Cool. Good. So hi, I'm Nate Patterson, and this is my co-founder, Derek Sun. We're Compos Mentis.
We're Compos Mentis, and we help attorneys win more cases. These pictures were taken 24 hours apart. While skiing in Colorado, I broke my leg. It was nearly amputated due to medical malpractice. I sued for malpractice. I lost, and so did the attorneys who represented me. Most medical malpractice cases never reach trial, and the estimated settlement value of these cases is astronomical. Medical malpractice firms only get paid when they win, but they operate on fixed costs. Firms receive around 10,000 pages per case of documentation, and they spend around $2,000 per case on initial document review. The attorneys representing me spent between $5,000 and $10,000 without ever earning a cent of revenue. We solve this problem by turning this into this. We're an end-to-end platform for case mapping and resolution strategy for claimant-focused workers' compensation and medical malpractice firms. We empower lawyers to focus on what's important by using layers of large language models to cut the cost of case review while maintaining quality of representation. Our software identifies disparate details within documentation. We then use those details to build case maps, affirmative and negative arguments for you based on your user inputs. We use context effectively in a way that our competitors do not, empowering you to focus on legal work rather than forcing you to read thousands of pages to build a sense of confidence around your case. We enable pseudo AGI functionality within our target practice areas through a few mechanisms. We use open source classifiers as an intermediary between embeddings retrieval and large language models. We intend to replace these classifiers with proprietary small language models trained on private datasets for specific practice areas. We will also fine-tune cutting-edge commercial models. Further, we use language models to query documentation and build a knowledge graph which serves as case-level working memory. Clients are already feeling the benefit with Compos Mentis. By end of month, we will have successfully completed 6 paid trials and pilots with extremely positive client feedback. In one case, one workers' compensation case, a worker suffered severe internal injuries on the job. We were able to build a narrative showing not just the initial injury, but its gradual worsening and direct impact on his ability to work. We were also able to demonstrate the lack of contradicting evidence. The narrative we built was critical, and the worker received the justice that he deserved. Our beachhead market includes small claimant-focused workers' compensation and medical malpractice firms. These firms have the highest incentive to adopt, as well as the lowest barrier to adoption. Beyond that, our serviceable addressable market includes other litigation-focused practice areas, and our TAM includes generalized use cases as well as transactional due diligence. We are currently operating as a tech-enabled service priced on volume of data ingested. We plan to transition to a monthly subscription model once we have collected sufficient pricing information to price out such an offering. We are seeking $25,000 under a safe note. We will use this money to complete the platform MVP, train proprietary small language models, and launch those models into production. Our team has extensive experience collaborating with legal professionals, as well as experience in AI research. We also have an advisor who specializes in one of our beachhead practice areas. This team has already achieved revenue and paying clients. Thank you for your time.
Don't have to pull the hook. Can you elaborate a little more on what you're discerning? You use the term, you look for disparate details, but then you create narratives. Like, what is the output from the analysis?
Yeah. So currently the output is context-based. Like it depends from case to case what people are looking for. Basically, we're taking what they're looking for. We are vectorizing that across the entire corpus and generating reports on the case.
So do they ask questions like interacting with the document through the LLM?
There is a degree of that, yes.
So they can query it
Yeah,
essentially.
so it's not just a query, it's directional. So if you're looking for specific details, great. But we also want to take those details and your intent and build that into a larger narrative.
Can you talk about the engagement with your early pilot customers? So you had, I think, a revenue model of 3 cents per page used. If I multiplied that by whatever and to 2,000, is that a good indicator of your engagement so far?
Yeah, so that again, that's priced on volume of data ingested. So there's quite a lot we do to take, the mountains they send us, and minimize what they actually have to review. So we price it based on what's sent to us rather than what we sent to them.
And then are these lawyers using it daily, weekly?
So we haven't launched a web platform yet, so we can't provide that kind of information. Mainly, it's a little bit man behind the curtain in the sense that we're sending them reports after doing the runs ourselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you capture what they're looking for? I'm over here.
Oh,
How do you capture what you say disparate data? How do you capture what they're looking for?
So we are building a pipeline where an agent will essentially query the attorney to get a sense of what they're looking for. And that kind of feeds the knowledge graph. At present, like it's again, pretty manual. So we're interviewing lawyers to get an understanding of this and then using that to do a bunch of query engineering.
One would assume you would have to continue those interviews for a while though, right? Because cases are different.
Yes. So cases are different, but sorry, when you say continue those interviews for a while, do you mean I have to?
As you're building your prototype and the learning.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you talk?
Sorry.
Go ahead. Do you have an estimation of, let's say for medical malpractice, what your revenue might be from a single firm, medium-sized firm?
Yeah. So it's actually high. I guess the market potential isn't really the question. It's really our ability to penetrate the market. That should be the question with every legal tech company. So for instance, we're dealing with a small firm right now. They have 2 partners, no associates, paralegals. If we got all of their work, the business value would be somewhere between $50,000 and $75,000 per year.
Can you talk about the opportunity at the larger firms? Are they trying to do this themselves, or are you just trying to prove out your system before you go to them? What's your attitude towards that?
I think based on our customer interviews, I mean, we've done quite a lot. Here. My. Okay, yes. So we've spoken to quite a few attorneys. Our sense isn't that they wouldn't benefit from it. It's just that the sales cycle is a lot longer. And there are so many fledgling legal tech companies that reach out to them that it's really hard to prove initial differentiation without probably more than one warm intro and good relationships with multiple partners at that firm.
Are you able to get recognition as sort of powering a winning lawsuit?
Oh, good question. I think we may be able to, but usually because a lot of these cases do settle pre-court, pre-trial, most settlement agreements have NDAs attached to them, which may make that difficult. Yeah. But we can do marketing where we have case studies and anonymized information on specific lawyers.
Is there anything that you can do uniquely that none of the competitors can do?
Another good question. I think, so short answer right now is I think we can. But this field is moving so quickly that it's almost not important what you can do today so much as what you can do tomorrow.
I have to stop right there,
Yeah,
just
okay.
out of fairness to the other teams. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.